What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be breaking down each and every one of the new Ultimate Alumni cards that are coming out today in College Football 25, talking about which of them are worth you guys picking up or not. Now, again, we're not getting a ton of cards in this drop. That's the first thing I would say. Less cards in this drop than in previous drops. There's only one LTD in this drop as well. And I know cards have gotten better, like their overalls have gone up, but I don't think that's a reason to get less cards. So as we dive into it, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button. We are on the road towards 10,000 subscribers, and I really do appreciate all of the recent support. Javon McIntyre up for her first free safety, 80 speed, 80 excel, 70 tackling, 80 what is that? Press coverage. I do believe that it is what it is. 80 pursuit, 71 man, 75 zone, the 81 hit power. To me, he's fine. They're just the man coverage, the zone coverage is bad. 71 man, 72 zone is not great. Just not going to be great as far as in coverage, so he's not like a pass coverage type of guy. He's fine. I just think there are better free safeties for like 15 to 20,000 coins, and prices have went way down recently in the auction house. So I think there are better guys to pick up than Javon McIntyre. Now, that's just my opinion on things. You guys can let me know your thoughts, your opinions, but I think there are just going to be better guys than Javon McIntyre to add to your squad. So that's the first guy that we saw that came out today. Then we see Ulysses Bentley, the fourth, 81 speed, 80 excel, 79 carrying, 78 catch. Like, his catch rating's high. I don't know. I don't love this card. His speed's not the worst for an 81 overall, but I just don't know. Like, his trucking and break tackle is okay. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what that spin move, juke move looks like, but I just pick up the 81 overall Chris Johnson instead of Bentley. And maybe that's just me being extremely biased, but that's how much I like the Legends Chris Johnson. CJ, I think, is just, the CJ2K is just an absolute stud. Bentley, he's fine. He's just not one of my favorite guys that I recommend. Scott Jr., he's not bad. 81 speed, 81 catch traffic. I mean, run blocking's not his priority. He's more of a pass catching tight end than anything else. What I would do is compare him to those other 82 overall tight ends, see what their prices are, see which ones you like more. He doesn't necessarily stand out as being an incredible guy to add to your squad, but I'm just kind of indifferent on him. You know what? Decent 81 speed. I mean, again, he's a fine card to add to your squad, especially if you do like to throw the ball more than run the ball. I just don't know how much I love Scott Jr. in this game. He's fine, though. Not a card I hate. I just think there are better cards. This card is a card I do like. Joe Phillips, speed rusher, 81 speed, 81 excel, 80 tackling. The one thing I will say about this Joe Phillips is, you know what, 80 power move, 80 finesse move, those are going to be really, really good. He's fast, got a good power move, got a good finesse move, decent block shed in there as well. For an 82 overall, it's gonna be tough to beat what this card is going to do on the field. And again, I feel like a lot of times with outside linebackers, there's gonna be some wrong things. There's gonna be some wrong things. Like his play recognition, that's what it is, not press coverage. I think I said that. Play recognition is a 74. It is what it is. But the rest of the card looks good. Good speed. Gonna get after the quarterback. Gonna make some tackles, make some plays. I'm gonna be interested to see like what his pass coverage looks like if you do, get in that situation. But Joe Phillips to me looks like one of the best left outside linebackers that we have in the game. Vershawn Lee. There's gonna be two back-to-back offensive linemen. Let's compare them side by side. Vershawn Lee walks circles around Elijah Pritchett. And I'm not trying to hate on Pritchett, but when you compare the cards, I'm telling you right now, Vershawn Lee is a guy to pick up. Elijah Pritchett is a guy I don't recommend picking up. So Vershawn Lee, again, I much recommend Vershawn Lee compared to Elijah Pritchett. Vershawn Lee, I think, is a stud at the center position. Definitely a guy, if he is reasonably priced, that you can pick up and he can compete at a really high level. Elijah Pritchett, I think, is going to be overpriced. I just don't really see what he gives you. He's an okay pass blocker. Run blocker is not great. But again, I think there's going to be better left tackles for their value than Elijah Pritchett. Not a card that I am super high on. Then we get into the fun part of today's video. Adunze. This card is fantastic. 87 speed, 87 catch, 87 short route running. I mean, you talk about a guy that is going to be an absolute stud, it's this guy right here. I mean, he's 6'3" as well. There's just nothing negative I can say about this card at all. I mean, if you don't run this, if you don't like this card, I'm sorry. I genuinely don't know what else I can say. Is he better than Devonta Smith? I mean, he's just as good, if not better. And that's the thing right now. The wide receiver position is absolutely stacked. So again, hopefully you guys got some coins just kind of left over to build your team, because this card is an absolute stud. And if you can get him for cheap, cheaper than maybe like 400,000 coins, which I doubt he will be, he'll be an absolute stud for you guys. He's going to be way overpriced, especially today, even into tomorrow. But maybe come like you know, Sunday, he might be cheaper before the Legends drop, stuff like that. But this card is an absolute stud. It's important to note he's not an LTD, so he's going to be available in packs in future weeks as well. But this card, definitely a stud at the wide receiver position. Our other 87, Will Anderson Jr. We have a lot of great wide receivers recently. We've got a lot of ends recently that are studs as well. Whether it's Thibodeau, whether it's, you know, Will Anderson, like Michael Parsons, I'd even consider him, you know, an edge rusher type of guy. Will Anderson Jr. is a stud. 84 speed, good acceleration, strength, tackling, great power move, good block shed. There's nothing bad to say. Again, player recognition, not necessarily the greatest, but this card is so elite in college football Ultimate Team. One of the best left ends that we do have in our entire game. Again, a card that if you get your hands on can play for quite a while. Not an LTD either. It'll be interesting to see the price of Anderson as well as Rome Adunze today and just see, are they worth their prices? I doubt that either one will be, but again, I think Adunze is just as good. I think he's better than Smith, honestly. And then when you're looking at Will Anderson, I think he's better than Thibodeau. So it's like, when cards are this good, it's like you got to see their price before really making a judgment. Our last card today, Kyle Pitts. I like this card, but my question to you guys would be this. With Loveland in the game with Jay Samaro, how much better is Kyle Pitts? Now, the thing that really gets me about Kyle Pitts is he's got 87 short route running, 85 mid route running. So as far as a route runner, it's not going to get much better. With the speed and route running ability of Kyle Pitts, it's not going to get much better than him. His price is going to be absurd today. And so, again, if I'm you guys, Jay Samaro gives you 85% of Pitts. Loveland gives you 95% of Pitts. Obviously, Pitts is going to be your best tight end by far and away in college football Ultimate Team. But again, it just really is how much of an upgrade is he over those other couple of guys. Even a Mark Andrews. I like Mark Andrews, but again, I think Loveland's better than I think Pitts blows those guys out of the water. So again, just something to kind of think about. All of these cards are going to be ridiculously expensive. If I was to pick up one out of three, I'd pick up Adunze before Will Anderson and before Kyle Pitts, just because of a price difference type of thing. And I think this card is going to be an absolute stud. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. And again, right now, the servers are cooked, so I don't know what it's going to look like. Today, content could maybe be delayed. Just kind of keep an eye out on that for today's Ultimate Alumni drop. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is we saw this Legends graphic as well. Now, the middle one looks like a guy from Michigan. It looks like, you know, his right arm might even be throwing. People have said Desmond Howard. I think Denard Robinson is who my guess is. The guy on the right looks more of like an Ole Miss type figure than anything else. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I would guess. And the guy on the left, I don't know. People said Texas Tech, Ohio State, maybe with their gray jerseys, maybe even like another Louisville player. I'm not exactly sure. But if that middle player is not from Michigan, I will be absolutely shocked, absolutely stunned. So you guys, again, can let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments if you have any guesses on this as well. But I'm excited about the drop that comes out today. Hopefully the market continues to go down so everybody can get the players they want. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.